Have you noticed we usually describe things that we enjoy or things that intrigue us as interesting? Like, I watched an interesting movie yesterday, or I'm interested in signing up for a French course this summer. And once we are interested in something, we want to know more about it. So it is not surprising that no matter what context the word is being used in, it is proven that interest has a major role in learning. Interest can be divided into two parts. Individual, like these are personal and relatively permanent preferences of a person. For example, a person who plays the guitar has interest in music. Those interests are usually developed over a long period of time. As you know, you cannot become a guitar player overnight, right? It needs a lot of practice and time. Now, individual interest is what drives a person to work hard and spend a lot of time to become a skilled person. For example, a skillful guitar player. And then there are situational interests. These are triggered temporarily by an immediate situation. For example, once you're engaged in completing a puzzle, you feel that you don't want to stop until it is done. Let's translate that into the classroom, right? Designing activities based on students' interest plays an important part in motivating them and determining how fulfilled they are, which, as discussed earlier, positively impacts their well-being and eventually their learning and achievement. On the other hand, if students' interests are ignored, they end up feeling discouraged and discontent, which negatively affects their well-being, learning, and achievement. That is why interest is considered a crucial component of success in academics, sports, or any other area of our students' lives. But how do we use this idea to make learning effective? Well, we can approach it in two ways. The first is by building on existing individual interest. We simply need to know our students and their individual interests, and then we can start building lessons and activities around that. For example, if we know that a certain number of our students are interested in playing football, we can create fun math problems and situations around the games, including the number of players, scores, etc. But what if most of your students just don't like sports? We don't want any student to feel left out, right? So the best way is to create a pool of different scenarios and activities. These fun activities can cater to different interests of all our students and can be related to real life. You can use the same football scenario in your arts class or your science class, and creativity is the engine then. For older students or in the higher grades, the better activities are the ones that are not only related to real life but also to future careers that students might be interested in pursuing. The other approach is to trigger and maintain situational interest. Same as us, all students prefer certain subjects or topics over others. For example, I like ice cream more than cheesecake. Danny loves mathematics. He finds it very easy to juggle with numbers and always enjoys his math class. His scores are high, very high, and he always participates in school mental math competitions. But when it comes to history, Danny does not like it at all. He does not participate during history lessons and does not prepare for the exams. And as you may guess, his history scores are pretty low. Now, the history teacher this year knew this about Danny and few other students in the classroom who did not like history and decided to take a different approach. He started including different activities in the lesson that are interesting. His lessons would include different resources like puzzles, stories, videos, images, sounds, and he would always use humor by saying some unexpected comments or sharing jokes. Now, Danny enjoys his history lessons and waits for the next lesson to know who won the battle. He even understands patriotism better now and wants to do something for his country. The teacher, once took the entire class on a field trip to a history museum where they could see a portrait of the king and explored all his belongings. Now, Danny could even see the sword that the king used during the battle. And that was so cool. Danny has now developed a passion for history, and you'd be surprised to know that he can list all the kings and rulers that have ruled his country from the 18th century till now, and no need to say that his scores have skyrocketed. So, as we've seen in this example, consistent and repeated experiences that trigger and maintain situational interests result in creating a long-term and enduring interest.